Hello, and welcome to Shay Plays the Stanley Parable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I have little knowledge about this game. I was watching another YouTuber play the first 10 minutes of it, and it's when I decided that this started to look like a game I wanted to play. I did a little bit of research about this before I bought it because I like to at least get an idea of how long this is. Apparently, like, it's short in the way of, like, when you first play through, it's short, but there's several different endings to it, so overall it's actually long. If that makes sense of where I'm getting at here. Yeah, and I'd just like to take in, if you haven't already noticed it, look at my screen. You can see my fraps counter up here in the corner. Although my mouse appears normal, it doesn't have my custom mouse, but it's like mirroring exactly what my screen is. And I just, okay. Another thing I don't know is if this thing saves, so let's find out. Apparently not. So I think this might have to be like a one shot here. So let's just find out.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm controlling it now. I think he can do things. That's a sharpener. Can I open the doors? No. Cup? No. Can I close these doors? Because they're open for no apparent reason. I'd like to close them. I can't jump. Here, that's me trying to Achievement unlocked! Okay! That's a great way to start off.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why'd you lock my office door? I wanna go back in. Please? Whatever. Open? No.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh. Oops. Hope you didn't have anything unsaved on there. Oh, things. Okay. There's papers everywhere. Is the door gonna close? Oh, I meant to read it, not press E. Oh, I'm an idiot. I want to read it. Oh, let's go check out this one. Turn it off. Okay. Can I open this door? No. Can I open this door? 420. Let me in. Why can't I open up any of the doors? Don't you have a lockpick? Oh well. Hiya! Oh well. That is a picture. Or maybe a painting. Who knows? All of these doors are locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll go this way. I still want to open all these doors.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That seems the opposite of what you should do to dispute. To settle a dispute. Alright, what's this say? What do people want? Things? I think that says happy feelings, and apparently that guy got fired for it. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things? Grass about things plus money. We have our new product. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segments, stripes, required more secondary research. What is hot? Profits. There's a different spelling of profits. Please, no more charts. Oh, the boss appreciates you. 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill in the triplicate and start into your boss. Oh, bi-quarterly post review. We need... What does that word say? Is that hopeless reviews? 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to the teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in the teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of child trap? Work harder, hard worker. Size of demographic, teenagers, a lot of percentage. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. 1. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming of ideas. Or firing of me. Okay, then. Everyone is unique. You, most of all. Oh, what's this? To do. Synergize core value expenditure. Shift global market parade. Monetized free to play. Is this Valve's to-do list? That is the broom closet. I can open the broom closet!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I wanted to jump.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Fine, I'll leave.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything
Reaper?
went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, well, apparently that's one ending. So I think I'm gonna cut it here. Maybe I can do a ending per video. That would be really cool. I know this is a bit short, but I didn't expect to get one of the shorter endings there. So, I think I'm gonna really enjoy this. I already like it. It's got the kind of humor and stuff that, like I know from Portal from what I'm seeing, and I really like the narrator's voice. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please comment below what you think. Please like if you want to. Subscribe if you want to keep up with the insanity that is me. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!